Imagine you are walking through a shop and one speaker is stuck. It keeps shouting, "You are not good enough, you are not good enough, you are useless, you are not good enough." Would you stay in that shop? No, you would run. But now here is the shocking truth. We live inside that shop every day, and the broken speaker, it's in our own head. Your brain picks up negative thought or fearful thought and hits repeat. You will fail, you are not good enough. And day after day, hour after hour, it keeps repeating itself. And the worst part, we don't even know that it's broken. And you know why this is so dangerous? Because overthinking is not just thinking too much, it's listening to lies about ourselves in the wrong way on a loop from ourselves only until we start believing them. Let's start listening to what Mrs. Rama Shinde has to say, who is very renowned IB leader and keeps guiding various schools, principals and teachers.
Thank you, Surbhi ma'am. What you said, it reminds me a story which had taken place in the school. Okay, and I would like to share that story with you all. There was a boy whose name was Arnav, and this boy was a school topper as well as the class topper. And in every exam, assessment, he used to score highest. Okay, 95 plus, A plus grades all the time. But before each assessment, before each exam, his mind is to be like a storm. Okay, inside his mind and brain, there is to be a storm. And you know, the question is to be always coming in his mind: what if I forget something? Okay, what if my pen stops writing? And what if you know, some question paper comes and which I'm not able to solve? So such kind of a strong questions in his mind, and he used to stay up all night awake, thinking, rereading again and again what he was supposed to do as a revision. And do you know what happened on the exam day? He was so tired, he forgot his own roll number.
Oh my God.
And you know, for our surprise, you know, when we got his results, when the teacher was correcting it, this boy, you know, had scored very less mark. Not because he did not study, okay, but because his brain was foggy and it was full of stress.
Performance pressure.
Performance pressure, and you won't believe, when his parents came, they were in a very, very, you know, different mood, and they thought that he has, you know, he has become lazy or he has become more confident. But the case was not that. He was stuck in a loop of what if thoughts. And you know what is to happen? This boy is to be like, you know, he used to feel every morning like, you know, stomach very, very heavy. He had started losing, you know, his weight. He stopped smiling. He was losing his confidence. And this overthinking didn't help him score better, but his mind was, you know, tired, body was sick, and the heart was very, very sad. So when we were, you know, we had taken this as a case study, and we saw that this boy was not a lazy, okay? He was not broken from inside. But what was happening, he was stuck in a brain loop trap. Okay? So when you look at such things, we understand that overthinking is the art of creating problems that are not even there. Okay? This is very, very, you know, practical and a real example, which the story, I must say, that which I have shared with you. And I'm sure you can resonate well, with this.
And like it is there with many children nowadays, ma'am. And even if you are a performer, actually if you are a performer, you have more stress. Wind is very strong at the peak, right? So it's not only the pressure for children, but also for parents. And actually a very loving mom of 2 children is connected with us through our Brighter Minds training program, ma'am. And she keeps sharing things with me. So she shared that her kids were healthy and doing well in studies and other things, but she couldn't stop thinking, right? And what thoughts basically she was getting? Am I a good mother? Did I cook healthy food? Did I shout too much on my kids? Am I really very strict for my kids, or I am just very lenient? What if my kids forget me when they grow up? They are not grateful to me. And she replayed every mistake, every fear of hers in her head, and like a movie on repeat. At night, she lay down in the bed, but she would be awake. Her chest would feel heavy, and she would just snap at her husband, keep shouting at others because she is stressed, right? So she avoided meeting friends. And one day, when her daughter said, Mama, you don't smile anymore, what happened to you? That hit hard actually. And overthinking made her so emotionally tired that it broke her relationships, right, with many people, and took away the joy of being a mom, the journey itself of being a mom, raising children, right? So both these people, they were not weak, they were not broken, they were not lazy. They just needed help to calm their minds. That's where cognitive training and simple heartfulness tools can help. And it's like teaching your brain how to swim, right? So it doesn't drown in thoughts, Rama ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very, very aptly you have given an example, ma'am. And when we see that, there are too many things to do, okay? Or too much of information is going in our brain, like news, WhatsApp, Insta, then, the regular office emails, or sometimes, the back talk, gossip, right? Our brain starts overthinking and it goes like, what if I can't finish it at all? What if something bad happens? Am I missing out on something? So these are the questions which keep coming and bothering us all the time. But if we manage our time better, so if people learn the time management, ma'am, okay, we stop feeding our brain too much junk information. This is, I call it the junk, ma'am.
Yeah.
We will overthink less, okay, but feel much more calmer. And this again reminds me with one more a story where this boy, again 16 years old boy, 10th standard generally, the parents give the mobile phone to the children
because they have to travel, so they want to make them safe.
They go to different classes, and also similar way, one of the student, I think so. I'm changing his name. His name was again an Aryan.
Yeah,
and this
that's
boy,
okay.
This boy is to go to tuitions. Okay, so he had on his WhatsApp group the tuition teacher's number, then the tuition group. Then he had a group of friends who were his school friends. Then he used to go for club membership where he used to go and play tennis. So he had that as a group, and then family group also on his WhatsApp. So this boy every time is to pick up the phone and he is to check, the messages. You can imagine with so many groups, okay, 120 more than that, the messages is to be there like, good morning, this is the assignment, this is the change in timetable, this is something, and then some friend is writing, I have not finished this. So individualized also the contacts were there, and this was happening. And some, even the breakup rumor about each other friends. So this Arnav's mind, what was happening in his brain? It was a panic party. It was a panic party, ma'am. And what is to happen? He used to miss something which was very important. Okay. He should be in a hesitation mode. Should I reply to this teacher's message? Or should I extend my submission date? So these kind of things were there going on. He even, he was sometimes so much worried that, some post or something has come, and then he used to keep thinking about it.
Fear of missing out is also there, no ma'am? FOMO.
Fear, FOMO, correct.
I should not miss something, that's why I'll keep checking everything.
Keep checking all that. And then, then again, one more thought, like to stay tuned with studies, should I leave this group? Okay, it's better because this is taking too much of a time. So that also thoughts is to be there. And then he used to keep on saying that will they judge me? I should keep myself mute. I should think, let others reply, then I will reply. So it was overthinking was activated, and this panic, party was going on. And do you know what happened because of this? The entire focus had gone. Okay, child was not able to complete any assignments, homeworks were missed. Okay, and this is what was happening. So, Surbhi ma'am, I would like to ask audience as well as to you, what do you think what this Aryan should have done? If he was suffering like this, okay, what he should have done? Can quickly, somebody respond, or they can, my answer is ready.
Yeah, so I think you should also suggest us, because I mean, we will also think, but you also suggest what is your experience, what works the best.
Because this is a situation, ma'am, in many families, the children suffer like this. So first and the most important thing what the Aryan should have done is that mute or leave non-useful groups. Suppose if he's going only once in a week and his time is fixed for his tennis, so he did not have to have that group as such, because then others are just messaging. Okay, so it is one first rule is that mute or leave non-useful groups. So that is something which is very important. Second thing is that he should set a message check time. Okay, like he should decide whether it should be in the evening or in the afternoon. So he has to decide it.
So not every time keep checking, but just fix few times.
Here, fix a time. Okay. Third thing is that keep notification off while studying, so you get distracted. No. And the last and the most important is that use only one app for studies. Rest of them keep it clean. Otherwise, 10 things to refer and then you get confused. So if Aryan does this religiously, or somebody guides him to do it, okay, I'm sure he will overcome this. And this is again one more example. Like this, I told you about the children, but I see the parents also. Right. So I know one of the parent, a working mom, and to do is something like a tsunami for her. Right. So it is
big list.
To do tsunami. Okay. So Mrs. Shalini was a working mom and having 2 kids, school going kids, 1 pet dog. This is the scenario in most of the houses, and then 100 tasks to do it as being a lady. Correct. So, morning time is so busy. Her brain is to say, like, finish the office report, buy the vegetables, attend PTA, then feed the dog, take the dog for the vaccination. Okay. Then in between, the mother-in-law calling, mother calling, relatives calls. Then, at the same time, the entertainment is there in the mind. So check the new Netflix, what are the release, or what is the new series coming up. So all this going on with that lady's mind, Mrs. Shalini's mind. And then suddenly, her heart starts racing, like, I should do this. She opens the 10 tabs, I'll do this, I'll do that. And ultimately, if you really look at it, by the end of the day, she's not able to do she's not able to finish her any of the tasks from that to-do list. Okay. She feels very, very guilty, tired, and cranky because, not able to finish anything. So this is comes cognitive overload. Too many things and too little clarity. There's no
and time is also less, no?
Correct. No time management. So it is like, this is a scenario with many people. I'm sure many people will resonate with this.
Yeah, you are very right, actually. So overthinking is like a hamster on a wheel. You keep thinking the same thought again and again and again. Then what is the trick? How to break this wheel? So the trick is interrupt the hamster, right? Break the wheel somehow. Now let's look at a real life story where one person, Rohit, broke the wheel. I'll give you this real life example. So this Rohit is night owl engineer, like many of us, and Rohit is 34, an IT engineer, and he lives in Pune. And every night at 10 p.m., his brain wakes up like, did I say something wrong in the meeting? What did I get in my office? Will I get promoted? Will I get my salary hike? Will others get better than me? Will I be jobless after 3 months? Will they sack me? Nowadays this Microsoft news, it has created a lot of things, right? So should I move to Canada? Should I do something to make myself safe? He tosses in the bed but no sleep, right? And his life is basically is scrolling on the phone and being anxious, and somehow cope with this. And he hates mornings. Why? Because even if he sleeps for some time, he's always tired. And how he broke the wheel, he shared with me that he started keeping a worry dump diary. Someone suggested him, and he made that worry dump diary, and he keeps it near his bed. He writes all the worries at night on the paper, and after writing, he says, these are my thoughts, but are they truth? Are these thoughts true? And then he says, let it be. I'll think over it tomorrow if needed. Let me sleep right now. I'll not use phone after 9 p.m. Just light reading, warm milk, a very relaxing, sleepy music, not that dham-dham rock music types, but very soothing music. And the result was his sleep became better. Mind got peace, and morning he started feeling better. So overthinking cycle was interrupted. So you cannot think your way out of overthinking. Don't try to think, right? You just need to interrupt the wheel. You need to interrupt it with your action and the right questions to yourself. Rama ma'am.
Correct, absolutely correct. This is a wonderful example, ma'am, which you gave it to us. And what I feel, the brain is like a roadmap, ma'am. Okay. You keep, going down the same worry road. I call it as a worry road because, it is too much of a worries in your mind. And your brain thinks that is the only way.
One-way traffic.
One-way traffic, right? But then guess what we can do and how you can help yourself. So you can build a new road and you can call it as a happy one. How you can do it? Should I suggest you, ma'am?
I think that's wonderful.
This is like something which everybody can do it, including ourselves.
Yeah.
Like you take, 3 essential steps. The number 1 is, catch the negative thought, like how this Rohit did that. He had that diary and where he put his thoughts, right? Catch the negative thought, observe, okay? Question it, okay? Like, you need to question it and then change it, okay? So that will definitely, help you out to go on this happy road.
Right.
And, many a times we see this in our school also. People keep coming for, job interviews and all that. And we have seen similar kind of a, personality. Mr. Kunal had come for a job. He was looking for a job for many places, and, he was, every time he was getting rejected. Okay. So reject, and that rejection was not only from the other side, but main rejection was from his side, because he used to think that I'm useless. Okay. I am not at all smarter. The rest of the people are smarter than me, and I will never get the job. So, that overthinking on his face was seen. Okay. Low level of confidence also. Correct. And it starts avoiding, what happened? He started avoiding, going for interviews.
Because he will think that anyway I'm going to get rejected, so why to go? Why to
then,
try
he
it?
stopped preparing, and this overthinking became a full-time job for him. It was like, very, very disastrous for him. And then one fine day, he had some interactions with some good people, and they helped him out, and you won't believe, he rewired his thinking. He rewired, and what he did is that he observed himself. He caught the thought. The thought was, I will never get the job. So he challenged it. He challenged himself. And he said that he made sure that he built up his confidence. He said that he went for the interviews, okay, and he made to the final round, okay. How? With his inner confidence. He replaced saying that I'm learning, okay. He replaced his thoughts, which he had caught it, and he said that I'm learning, I'm building my skills, okay. And every time he had one sticky note where he had written the progress, okay, not perfection. So that was, the 3 words: progress, comma, not perfection. And this is something which kept on boosting himself, okay. And he was selected in his interview. He cleared even the next rounds and got a job. So this is something which is, kind of a story where the person helped, like you gave an example of a diary, right?
Yeah.
Here's a simple sticky note helped him.
Because the moment you catch your thought, you observe your thoughts, then only you will question, then only you will be trying to change it, right? So first thing is observation. So so I would like to say that you can connect with our teams for these simple ways and feel better, because we have many techniques, methods in Heartfulness. We keep working with many people, individuals as well as groups. And let's try one technique right now, because overthinking pulls your brain into either past, why did I do that, why did it happen with me, or future, what if something goes wrong, what if someone says something wrong to me, So this particular technique brings your attention back to the present moment by using these 5 senses, because we observe the world around us through these 5 senses. So let's try this technique, and we will be using our sight, touch, hearing, smell and taste, these 5 senses, and it's like an anchor for your brain. So I'm just guiding you step by step. You can try this. The technique, I call it 5-4-3-2-1 method. So let's start doing it. Now 5 things you can see. 5 things is that you can see. Look around and name any 5 things that you can see. Any 5 things. This makes your brain focus on the outside world, not your inner thoughts. You are just detaching yourself from that loop of thoughts. Now 4 things that you can feel. Just touch them and try to feel. Maybe notice 4 things you can touch, like your chair, your clothes, maybe your phone, maybe something else that is nearby, right? So that brings awareness to your body and stops looping thoughts. So that is 4 things. Now 3 things, what you can do, 3 things that you can hear, right? Listen to them very carefully and name those 3 sounds. Write them down, right? And this helps your mind tune into what's real and now. For example, sound of the fan, or some other sound that, like right now I'm hearing sound of your children, right? So like that. And then 2 things that you can smell. Name 2 smells that you can notice. If you can't smell anything, then try to remember a scent that you like. Maybe you remember the smell of sugar if you work in kitchen. Maybe you remember the smell of lemon, right? If you like that. So this engages a different part of your brain, and that reduces emotional overload. Smell is directly related to emotional overload. There are researches. And this particular 2 things. And then 1 thing is that you can taste. Notice any 1 thing that you can taste, even if it's just the taste in your mouth, right? And if you are not having anything to taste at that moment, just try to recollect taste of something. That activates the final sense and fully roots you in the present. Why it is powerful? Why this technique is powerful? It interrupts your overthinking instantly, activates the logical part of the brain. It reduces your anxiety symptoms like racing heartbeat or sweating or shaking heads. It helps there. And then it tells your brain we are safe now, because when you are observing the world around you, it's safe. Your amygdala, your that part of the brain tells you you are safe now. Simple. It takes only 1 or 2 minutes, not more than that. No tools needed, you can do it anywhere, right? I'll give you one real life example, right? Imagine you are in exam hall and then your mind starts racing. There you can also try it just 2 minutes and then bring your focus to the present moment. So it will break the loop. What if I fail? What if I forget something, right? So that particular loop will be broken. So at that moment, whatever you have, just try to think what I can see, what I can do, So those 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 things, if you just do that, in 2 minutes, you will see that your focus is brought back to the present. Ma'am?
Wow, this is a very good technique, ma'am, and the children should be taught this. Like I always feel, our mind is powerful, right? But without training, it becomes your enemy. So you've given a wonderful technique, tip training to the brain. Because what I feel, the nature doesn't overthink. Yeah, nature doesn't overthink. So why we should also? Like nature is the biggest teacher. Like when you look at the eagle, especially when he's flying, be like an eagle. Fly above the mess. Secondly, ma'am, like, king of the jungle, the lion. So he teaches us, be like a lion. Be like a lion. Rest after the hunt is over, the work is over.
He is never worried about tomorrow. Just rest. Give rest to your mind.
Yeah. And last but not the least important thing, which is the nature's gift to us, be like the lake. Still, clear, deep with the thoughts. Right? So I always, want to educate the parents and tell them, like, your children need your peace, right? Your peace of mind, right? And you deserve your joy too, right?
Yeah.
So let's train the brain. It's very, very easy. Okay. Let's return to that stillness. We are very fortunate that Heartfulness has, this free of cost meditative techniques, practices, which will slow the storm which happens in our brain, right? Then there are cognitive trainings which can rewire the brain.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful offering by Heartfulness. Cognitive training programs by Brighter Minds, which is a part of Heartfulness educational offerings. It's a wonderful program, ma'am. And I have seen so many children, not only children, but adults also, changing their lives. And you have also witnessed in your school.
Yeah. So it is a very important, people need to take action to do this. That is something which they can do it on their own. And here again, I would like to give, they all can try, okay? Like, 1 page, peace practice. Okay?
That's wonderful, yeah.
Peace practice. So, they should remember 3 P's, like, P, page, peace, and practice. How you can do it? There are only 5 simple steps, like how you gave that technique of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Similarly, 5 things that I'm going to tell them. Like, before going to the bed, write what is worrying you. Okay. What is worrying? What are those thoughts which you have to catch it? So you have to write it. Okay. Then dwell over those thoughts. Ask, will this matter in upcoming 5 years? Okay. So you need to have a long-term vision. Okay. Long-term effect. What will happen? Right. Then take a deep breath, say that I'm safe now. I did my best. Okay. And the breathing technique, already we have introduced to them how to do the breathing, right?
Even in last webinar, it is there. So they can just go through if they have missed it.
Just go through that. So that will be the 4th number step, ma'am. And finally, they should smile. Okay. Because that is the biggest Wi-Fi to our brain, which again we have told them. The biggest Wi-Fi to the brain is smile. So smile and say, and close the book or the tab or, wherever you are writing these thoughts. If you do this for consistently for 21 days, okay, do you know what will happen? the lion inside you will wake up.
Mm.
Okay? And the worried monkey will go to sleep.
Okay.
So this is like, if you really do it consistently, you will overcome overthinking.
Mm.
Yeah. So
No,
now
let's try it for 21 days. So I invite everyone to give it a try for next 21 days, and then you can write it here in the comment section. How are you feeling?
Correct. Yeah. And then we'll keep open to forum to everybody to ask
Yes.
questions now. Okay.
Sure. So before that, I'll just, I would like to just share with everyone that every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. IST, we bring these webinars to you. The link is same. So please join and keep a reminder on your phone, maybe if you forget. And please don't forget to join these webinars every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. IST with the same link.
And ma'am, before we go to the chat box and see the questions, or they can unmute and ask us. But
Sure.
then all of us should remember that we first make our habits.
Mm.
We first make our habits, and then our habits make us.
Mm.
This is something which every one of them should remember forever and change themselves.
Super, ma'am. Superb takeaway. Because it's kind of riverbed that we create for ourselves. Once the habit is formed, even when you are 45, 50, the same habit we keeps on repeating unless we break the loop. So art of breaking the loop is also very important, and they can of course connect with us, and link is there in the community post. They can write to us in the comment section, and then we are always there to help.